Hi, everyone. Do you have Bulldog Tenacity? What is Bulldog Tenacity, you may ask? This is a positive English idiom. It's being determined in the midst of adversity and getting things done. Having Bulldog Tenacity means to persevere, to not give up in spite of the challenges and obstacles. People with Bulldog Tenacity are steadfast and focused. They achieve their goals, even if they fail several times. This can be described in the acronym PUSH, P-U-S-H, persevere until something happens. I just want to share some stories of some of those I admire with Bulldog Tenacity. The inventor of the light bulb, he tried several times. In fact, he failed hundreds of times. Thomas Edison, the one who invented the light bulb, took 1,000 unsuccessful attempts before he got it right. He had Bulldog Tenacity. You can have Bulldog Tenacity in spite of your age. It's never too late. Kol Sanders of KFC became a professional when he was 40 years old, started the Kentucky Fried Chicken franchise when he was 62, and became an icon and sold his company at 75. He displayed Bulldog Tenacity. You see, in 1940, he developed the famous KFC recipe. He franchised his KFC recipe in 1952. Wanting to expand his franchise, he traveled to several restaurants offering them the franchise. Would you believe he was rejected 1,009 times at those restaurants? But 11 years later, 600 restaurants accepted the recipe and the KFC brand became popular. Today, KFC is the second largest food chain, and it is globally in 136 countries. This was possible because Kol Sanders had Bulldog Tenacity. What about our local icon, Nelson Mandela? He had Bulldog Tenacity. His famous quote when he was tried, he said, "During my lifetime, I've dedicated myself to the struggle of the African people. I fought against white domination and fought against black domination. I've cherished the ideal of a democratic and free society in which all people live together in harmony and with equal opportunities. It is an ideal which I hope to live for and to achieve. But if needs be, it is an ideal for which I am prepared to die." Friends, he was prepared to hold on to that dream even till death. That's how he had his Bulldog Tenacity. He was so determined, as you know, he spent 27 long years in prison for a democratic South Africa. He also said this. He said, "A winner is a dreamer who never gives up." He also said, "When people are determined, they can overcome anything." He also said, "The greatest glory in living lies not in never failing, but in rising every time we fall." Then again, he said this, "Do not judge me by my successes. Judge me by how many times I fell down and got up again." You see, he had Bulldog Tenacity. He was determined. And just one last example I want to share with you. The richest man today on planet Earth is Elon Musk. He had Bulldog Tenacity. He persevered being bullied as a child to becoming a successful entrepreneur. He's the co-founder of PayPal, the electronic payment firm. He founded SpaceX, the makers of rockets and spacecraft. He's the CEO of Tesla, makers of electric cars and batteries. He's the co-founder of Neuralink, the neurology technology company, and is the owner of Twitter. He showed resilience and he demonstrated Bulldog Tenacity. You know, first, the 3 rocket launches failed. He lost millions of dollars, heading towards bankruptcy. But he was determined. He persevered. In 2008, he successfully launched the first private company. That rocket was Falcon 1, landed, reached the orbit. He won a NASA contract worth $1 billion a few months later. That's $1 billion. And he said this, and I quote, "When something is important enough, you do it even if the odds are not in your favor." I think that deserves repeating. When something is important enough, you do it even if the odds are not in your favor. And then he said this, he said, failure is an option here. If things are not failing, you are not innovating enough. And his last quote, he said this, "Never. I don't ever give up. I have to be dead or completely incapacitated for my part. I will never give up. And I mean never." No wonder he's the richest person on planet Earth today. Some principles here for perseverance. Know your purpose. Cope with disappointment. Use limited resources. Be courageous. In conclusion, I want to tell you that we as humans, we are very resilient. From early childhood, when we were learning how to walk, I mean, I don't know how many times you remember you fell and got up and fell and got up, hundreds, in fact, thousands of times. Our Creator has put this resilience in us that we get up and we walk. And today we're walking perfectly, right? So you got to push. You got to push. When I say this word push, I think about that woman who was pregnant and about to give birth, and the contractions are appearing, and the midwife and the nurses and the doctors are encouraging, push, push. And then at the right time she pushes and she gives birth and she experienced so much joy. I just feel that so many hearing here, you are pregnant with purpose, a dream or a goal or a vision, and it's time for you to push. Don't throw in the towel. Don't give up. And I close with this quote by Abraham Lincoln, who said, "Hold on with a bulldog grip and chew and choke as much as possible." Thank you.